are you feeling? How's your health? It's always people always ask. You know, obviously, you did remarkable things here when we talk about HIV positive. Tell us how you're feeling.
Well, I'm feeling great. You know, it's been 19 years now since I announced, and the blessing is that I've been blessed to be here 19 years. Also, the medicine's doing this part. I'm doing my part. I just dropped about 15 pounds, working out, eating better, making sure I stay on top of it, because traveling a lot, the road really killed me because I used to snack a lot.
You're a snacker.
Yeah, I'm a snacker. So now what I snack on is nuts and fruits in front of me instead of potato chips and all the other things that I used to snack on. So, but other than that, everything is great. I'm happy that it's been going this well in terms of being healthy and strong, and my family makes sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. My wife Cookie makes sure that I'm on top of everything, and then I have 3 kids. Lisa, who's 15, about to be 16. My son EJ is a freshman at NYU, and then I have a 29-year-old who just blessed us with a great granddaughter.
You're a I know you don't like to say that. Grandfather.
I'm good with that. I'm a grandfather, 51 years old. I'm cool with that. A lot of people don't like to age or get older. I don't mind, because my life is just great. I'm blessed to do everything that I've always wanted to do, and so I'm not a person who dwells on things or gets upset. I'm a very, very happy person, and I think that anytime that you're blessed to first start in basketball and have hopefully a great career, and then you get blessed to do something that you always wanted to do after basketball, which is business. And then also then give back to the community. So my life is wonderful.
I agree. Let's talk about one thing that's really important. It's amazing some of the work you do. Tell me about the foundation, some of the work you've done, and the successes that just transpired.
Well, thank you. What we do is we address all the social, economic, educational needs and health needs of minorities across the country. We have 160 students on scholarship, college of their choice. We give them a printer and a laptop as well through the Magic Johnson Foundation Taylor Michael Scholarship Fund. 18 technology centers, and one of those technology centers is here in Harlem, where kids who can't afford to have a computer in their own home now have access to one. They can do their homework. And then there's a lot of their parents who want to advance in the workplace but don't have computer skills. We teach them how to work a computer, and a lot of them now have been promoted because now they do have computer skills. And then
is that the main focus of your foundation? And how many people have? I mean, is there a number of kids you help?
Oh yeah, we do over 300,000 a year come through our centers. So we're blessed to have that many, because they're all over the place. I just opened the 19th one just 2 days ago in New Orleans. We rebuilt that one after Hurricane Katrina went through and wiped it out, but now we relaunched it. And so it's a beautiful center, and we have great partners. And what we do, we put the Laker floor in the middle of it, so the kids love that. You see the Laker logo, and the floor is a basketball court, and it's a lab center, so it's beautiful. So we do a lot: health fairs, job fairs, toy drive. You know, we do a lot at the Magic Johnson Foundation, and again, it's about giving back.
Dreaming. Did you ever think, I remember talking to you a bunch of years back about, you used to dream a lot. You'd be cleaning up and all this building. Talk to me about dreaming and how important dreaming is. And did you ever think, I know you can imagine the success you had on that board, but did you ever think you'd have this much success just on the overall business and life and all this charity work?
I think I'm a firm believer, if you don't dream it, you can't become it. And as a kid, I used to dream every day I'd be playing in the NBA. And at that time, I would be Oscar Robertson going one way and Wilt Chamberlain going the other way. And the next day, I was Dave Bean, because he played for the Detroit Pistons, one way, and I would be, Bill Russell the other way. And so I would be dreaming every day that I would one day be in the NBA and hopefully play against those guys who were my idol and who I idolized. And then Dr. J was the real guy who I idolized. And so I was dreaming, man, I was going to get there one day. And God blessed me to be able to get there. And something really, really profound happened along the way. So after Michigan State, after my freshman year, Kansas City Kings wanted to select me number 1. And, but the whole Michigan State team was coming back. I said, no way I'm going to leave because we can win it all the following season. So I told Joe Alkerson at that time, he was the general manager, I told him no, he offered me $200,000, a 6-year deal, $200,000 a year, and I turned it down, and I went back to school. We were blessed enough to win it all, and then the Lakers come calling, and I tell you, that was the greatest moment of my life when I went into the locker room and saw my jersey hanging up there, and I just started crying like a baby, that I had finally made it. All those times playing shirts and skins, all those times shoveling the snow off the basketball court to shoot, all those times shooting in the rain, all those times playing basketball. And what I mean by that is when it was storming outside, I put a basket up against the wall and I would just put some socks and ball them up like they're conditioned. I would play basketball in a sense, And if we didn't have socks, I would roll the paper up, and just shoot. And we would think up games, make a basket on the wall this way, the other way. So you don't dribble, you just run at your brother and try to score, and then he run back at you that way. And I just loved the game. And so did I ever think that I would be that successful? First of all, you don't really know. You don't know what will happen. You just work as hard as you can. And God blessed me with the first of all, the high school championship, the national championship in college against Larry Bird. And then we went to the finals 9 times in 12 years for the Lakers, which is an amazing run, and we won 5 of those. And then the Olympics, winning the gold medal, which was the only real dream team that's ever played. Those other teams. And then when you think about it now, I'm part owner of the Lakers, and so I won 5 more championships as an owner, so I have 10 rings. And then
wearing those rings on your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Toe rings.
And so, basketball-wise, I've been very fortunate. And then in business, I've been blessed too. I always was dreaming back then that I would be a businessman as well. And here I am now, a successful businessman. So all the things that made me a great basketball player, I took those things and put into me as a businessman and CEO. I'm competitive as hell.
You think?
I play my daughter who's 15 right now. We go to 10. I let her get to 9. And then I gotta crush her. My wife gets mad at me all the time. You can let the girl win. No. Winners win, losers lose. So my will to win is very high.
I was watching that. I was watching the HBO special. I mean, as soon as I saw that on, that was it. Bomb could have gone off. I thought it was just wow. The Larry Bird relationship, though. Did it bring out the best in you? And did that relationship, was that icy during that time? Was it that icy? Was it when he wouldn't talk to you? Wouldn't?
Well, I hated him. He hated me. I hated him. That's what competitors do. They dislike each other. But did he bring out the best of me? Of course. If there's no Larry Bird, there's probably no real Magic Johnson. If there's no Magic Johnson, there's no real Larry Bird. We helped each other become great basketball players. And playing against the Celtics with Larry Bird, you stayed up nights. I won't lie about that because you couldn't make mistakes. The Celtics were the most disciplined. They had some of the best talent. They understood teamwork better than anybody. And they were just a well-coached basketball machine. So when you went up against the Celtics, you knew that you had to play your very best to win. And then I knew that they had that blonde-haired, 6'9" guy sitting up there that could beat you if you, just like in '87, you know, I hit the sky hook, right? So we're up one. My teammates going crazy. I said, no, it's 2 seconds left. They got that dude named Larry Bird on the team. And sure enough, he shot a shot, and we all like, oh, hit the rim. We said, oh, good. You know, we had won because you couldn't give Larry time because he would beat you. And so he made Magic Johnson better, and I hope that I made them better.
I got to ask you this. You know, Miami Heat, Pat Riley, a genius, and then coming up with this little scenario here, which has definitely created some excitement around the NBA. Love, hate. First of all, what do you think of that move?
Great move. Great move by Pat. Great move by Dwayne Wade. And they got a great owner, Mickey Arison. I thought they really put it together well. Did a great job of recruiting LeBron, recruiting Chris Bosh. Now, do I think they're going to win? It's not going to be as easy as them coming together. The Celtics are still the Celtics. They've added some big pieces. Where Miami is weak is where the Celtics are strong. So we have to remember that when the game slows down in the playoffs and you can't run and gun, and it becomes half court, watch out.
They're big. They're
tall,
big,
they're
physical,
they experience, they understand how to play. They play still the best defense in basketball, the Celtics. So you have to remember that everybody thinking they're just going to walk up and they're just going to win it up. That's not going to happen like that. And one thing about the Celtics, you never want to give them a chip on their shoulder, right? So right now they got a chip on their shoulders, like, oh, everybody think that Miami's just going to beat us. You know, so it's going to be very competitive. Orlando, the one guy that they can't really deal with is Dwight Howard. You know, and so if they can get any sense of toughness, because mentally they're weak, that's where they lose. They just lose because they're not mentally tough enough, but they do have the talent. So I think that's the 3 teams. Chicago will be in the mix some. I think they did a nice job picking up Boozer.
So if you were managing a LeBron, forgetting off the court, and you know he did that show and everything else, but if you were managing him from his game standpoint on the court, what would you tell him?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, if I was managing him, I'd just tell him, don't worry about what people are saying. Just go out there and prove everybody wrong.
But do you like his game, the way he approaches the game, or should he do something different?
No, I like his game, and I think he's going to be better in terms of with these guys because he can actually take it off the board and go coast to coast and either score himself or make the play for his teammates. You're going to see a different LeBron, I think, this season. It's going to be great. Now, on the flip side of that, you know, Larry and Michael and I would have never caught each other. So I wanted to kill Michael. Michael wanted to kill me. Larry wanted to kill me. Larry wanted to kill Michael. Isaiah wanted to kill me. I wanted to kill Isaiah. You know, that's how it works.
You weren't. I mean, the Dream Team was fun, but that you know, for the regular season, you enjoyed not being a part. You know what I mean?
I want them my teammates. I want to beat them. That's where I grew up. You know, that's why I beat my daughter every day. If I play these 2 little boys right here, I'm gonna let them score. But I gotta crush them. That's just who I am. I gotta win. I love winning. I don't like losing to nobody. I don't care who it is. I don't like losing in business. I don't care who it is. That's just who I am. You know, if I'm playing my dad in checkers, I'm gonna let him make some nice moves. But then I gotta put it on him. You know, that's how it is. And I hope that they come at me the same way. I love a competitive game. I like people to come at me. Larry Bird and I made each other better because he came at me. See, he wanted to beat me as bad as I wanted to beat him, so it's great. But I respect what LeBron did. I thought he was going to come to New York. That didn't happen.
So you know, if you were in that situation, you'd be here.
Yeah,
and you almost were here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
you know, when retired when Pat came. He won, and we tried to work it out, but Dr. Buss said no. If you coming back, you had to come back as a Laker. So
a lot of those rumors.
yeah, I was trying. Pat was trying. I love Pat Riley though. He's a great coach.
Did you collect as a kid? Were you having fun with? And as you played, did you swap jerseys? Do you have like a sports room? Are you a collector?
Yeah, we collect when I got older. Especially when I was playing, because we all traded jerseys and we all had foundations, and so Michael would say, "Hey man, I give you one, you give me one," and so actually we ended up giving each other two, because he would give me one to hang up, and I would give him one to hang up, and so on. Yeah, I love the guys that I really love. I want their jersey, I want their card. It's something that you want to pass on to your sons.
Who's up in your sports room right now? Who's like a couple of your your key things in your?
My guys are the Wilt Chamberlains, the guys who I idolized as a kid. Bill Russell is my main guy.
So you were loving when we were in Vegas with Bill Russell.
Oh, no question about it. I mean
he was loose.
Look,
he could not.
See, they can say Michael Jordan is the best that's played, and that's cool. But Bill Russell is the greatest winner that's ever played this game, and it's not even close. That's what's so bad about it. It's not even close. Bill Russell got 11 championships, so it's not even close, right? And so that's amazing.
Well, I got to give you a timeout on that. But here's the thing, and I hear about Bill, and I think if you're taking a big man, you probably have to take him first. But I've talked to so many people that said they were starting a team with all the players they know. They would take you first. You played 4 positions. What you did, when you played center against that Philly, we got to ask you about that real quick. But you're the most versatile point guard, center, power forward, shooting forward. You do it all.
Well, thank you. I just love the game, and I told the coach, just put me in. I just want to play. Put me in, coach.
People don't know it's me. In pickup games, in pickup games, brawls, fights, scraps, fouls, phantom fouls. At least that's what Doc Rivers says.
Well, he's right.
Doc.
I want to win. I don't care if it's Doc Rivers or Dr. J, whoever. I want to win.
Well, rolling back to the game in Philly, though, you're on the plane, and obviously Kareem's hurt. What's going on in your head? You're young, rookie, freshman.
Right, 19 years old. Teammates were down. It was because Kareem was not playing, and so normally we're chattering, we're talking to each other. Everybody here was just them, and I could see that, and I said, wait a minute, man. Come on now, we can still win this game. Man, Kareem's out. And he was averaging like 30 points in that series. He was dominating that series, and everybody was like, how are we going to get to replace that 30 points? And I said, never fear, Magic is here. Everybody was like, yeah. So I said, I'm serious. I said, I'm ready to take his place. Everybody has to move up. Coop, you got to come be a starter. If Jamal, you do this, so-and-so do this, we got a shot. I said, remember this. All the pressure's on them. They got to beat us. And I said, they're not going to be used to playing this team. We're going to be faster, quicker, and they're going to have a hard time matching up against us. We won't have a hard time matching up against them. And so because Cowboy Jones was 6'11", but he was skinny, so I could play him. And so,
he was tough, though. He got up.
No, he could block shots. I'm not saying he wasn't tough.
Yep.
I'm saying that physically I could guard him. And so, sure enough, in the paper the next day, that morning we were supposed to play the game, it was we had him then. Game 7, Kareem probably going to play. So they're not even talking about Game 6, which was that night. They had already, in their minds, won Game 6 without even playing the game. That was a perfect setup for us. I said, look, man, they're already on the plane going back to L.A. All we got to do is come out here and play.
In those days, you were going back, forth.
Back, forth, yeah. It's not like it is now where it's 2-3-2. It was, you had to go back and forth. And sure enough, I played the game of my life, and Jamal Wilkes played the game of his life as well.
Best game you ever played?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of played some games.
All-Star game was sweet.
But I think
throw it in those threes when people said you couldn't shoot the threes.
yeah.
What was the best game of your life, though?
The best game of my life was when I was in 10th grade.
Quite what I was thinking, but that's what happened then.
That's okay. You know, I'm educating you.
Keep it up.
What happened in 10th grade?
In 10th grade, I got bused across town to an all-white school. I was supposed to go to the school in my neighborhood, which was all black.
I would have picked you up myself.
Well, the coach wanted to pick me up, but I couldn't ride with my coach out without riding with the fellas on the bus. Now, you know, that's tough.
Right.
When you live in the inner city, you know. So when I first got to the school, it was a football school, and we were picked to come in last place, and we got off to a good start, 7-0, but nobody's they're lucky. So we went to play the school that was supposed to win our conference and one of the best schools in the state of Michigan. And we were on their home court, and the guys came up talking trash. So I said, okay. And so I went on and had to show them what time it was. So I had 39 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. So that's probably the best game I've ever played. And, you know, the 42, 15, and 7 in Philly was probably because of what was at stake.
But the 39, 20, and 20 assists with 39 points is just unheard of.
20 rebounds.
That's unheard of.
Well, one of my high schools I had 48, 25, and 18. So, you know, I just love to play. I love to play the game the right way. And it's not about stats. It's really about what happens at the end. Who's 1 point up, you know? And so I want all these young people in the audience to know, just be fundamentally sound. That's the key. It's not about all this other stuff. It's about fundamentals. Larry Bird was great because he was fundamentally sound. Michael Jordan, everybody talks about, you know, the dunks and Michael Jordan was fundamentally sound. That's why he could do what he did on the basketball court. I mean, 1 minute he said, you know what, I want to be one of the best three-point shooters. He went out there and worked on it. Well, next minute, I want to post up with the fadeaway. He did that well. I mean, Larry Bird, inside, outside. He could do it all, left hand, right hand, because they were fundamentally sound. And that's what young people need to get back to. Our game sort of suffered because it went away from being players fundamentally sound. So I hope it gets back to that. But now we got a lot of great players now. Kevin Durant is awesome. You know, we talk about LeBron, we talk about Dwayne Wade, we talk about Kobe, but they better watch out for this young guy. Carmelo Anthony, you know, so we got a lot of great, talented players now. The league is better off. Stoudemire coming to New York, it was a good move for the league as well. So the league is really on an upswing. And so I'm excited about what's going to happen this season.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting. And also Amari is a little bit of a New York kind of guy.
Yeah, and he can take New York.
He can take
the
New York.
pressure.
He's a little bit fierce.
Yeah.
He wants, you know.
Yeah.
And New York, you know, I thrive on that Oakley.
That's right.
Charles
That's
Oakley,
right.
and even a Patrick Ewing mentality. Right. But isn't it that way in business too, a little bit with the fundamentals when you're finding your businesses?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the detail.
Yeah, you know, business is. I had to learn business, and I was able to do that, and I was able to pick all the right partners. You know, 105 Starbucks, and doing very, very well in the inner city. And
you're the only.
Yeah, they don't have any franchisees. They don't do franchisees. They don't. I'm the only partner and person outside of Starbucks who owns Starbucks.
Couple movie theaters.
Yeah, 6 Magic Johnson theaters and 14 Magic Johnson 24-hour fitness clubs. I have a TGI Friday restaurant. I own. We have the #1 urban fund in America. We have $1 billion in cash for a real estate fund. I have an equity fund. We have about $550 million. I'm the #1 supplier of Whoppers to Burger King. We bought 2 ground beef companies that supply most of the ground beef to Burger King. So when you're eating a Whopper, just think of magic. You know, this is what I do every day, and I have a food service business. We serve food at Disneyland and Toyota and Blue Cross Blue Shield and Mount Sinai Hospital here in New York. We have Mount Sinai in Chicago, American Airlines,
365 days in a year.
Avid.
365 days in a year. How many days you working?
I'm a worker. I don't golf. I want to either be on a beach with my wife and kids having fun doing nothing, or I want to be working all the time, or seeing my kids and their recitals and stuff like that. I'm a worker. I have my most fun come with my family and working. There's no in between for me. I love to work. I wake up every morning about 4:15. I'm in the gym at 6. I get my 45 minutes of weight training, hour cardio, and then I'm right to the office.
You like to work?
I love to work. I don't like to work. I love to work. I'm a worker. I love it. You know, that's what I do. My dad instilled that in me. You know, he taught me a valuable lesson. One day I was in the truck with my dad. Worked for General Motors for 30 years. Never missed a day. Never late. On that assembly line every day. And then that was at night. But in the morning he had a trash hauling service. So we would go pick up people's trash. And in the summer I work every day, but during school days I would work on Saturdays with him. So it's about 7 below in Michigan. You know, we get snow up here. You know, it's one of them snows, blizzards. And I'm trying to get the paper, throw it on the truck, and get back to the truck as fast as I can. You know, a kid. And all of a sudden the door opened. My dad dragged me all the way back to those barrels, and he said, you did a poor job. He said, you see all this paper that's stuck in this ice, you should have got that out. So he said to me, if you're going to do this job halfway, you're going to be a halfway basketball player. You do this job halfway, you're going to be a halfway student. You do this job halfway, you're going to be a halfway man. I was like, wow. And you know, my dad, I idolized my dad. So when he came at me like that, I was like, ooh, I got to correct this. So sure enough, I went back, got the paper out the ice, but I remembered that, and that helped me, fueled me to be a better basketball player, a better student. And so it was great. So my dad, I'm just like my dad, I'm a worker. And I'm just like my mom, I got her smile. And I love helping people and giving back to the world, because my mom, that's how she is. So 6 sisters, 3 brothers. Grew up poor, but I didn't have poor dreams. And that's why I'm sitting here today. If I had poor dreams, I would have just been right back in Michigan doing whatever I was going to do. But because I had these dreams and I went after them, I'm sitting here talking to all of you. You gonna let the audience ask some questions?
Got the little man
already. He was quick.
He was ready. He was ready for you.
What do you think of the new technical fouls rule in the NBA?
Good. What's your name?
Nate.
Nate, I'm happy. Let's get on with the game. I'm tired of this, that. What are you talking about, man? So it takes 2 minutes of that, right? But now they can't do all that. Let's get on with the game. Now, as you know, superstars are going to get to talk to them a little bit longer than the other players. So they're probably going to give them a little bit more leeway. But I'm just happy. Let's get on with the game. Look, they called the foul. You can't get it back. Right? Just like me, I already knew that once he called the foul, let's just move on. Because, you know, the game needs to continue to play. And so I'm happy that the rule came in. I hope that in the playoff, though, that the referees understand the emotions of the game. And because a guy made, you know, gesture or something, he's upset because he did foul. See? So we got to, hopefully the referees will say, don't get caught in that just because the guy is emotionally into the game, now you're going to give him a technical because it could hurt the team. And really he's not trying to show the referee up. He's just upset at himself. Because I know myself, in the playoffs, I used to get upset at myself if I had made a bad foul. And I might be, man, and it's come on Irvin, not come on, you know, anybody else, but I'm upset at me because I know better. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, good question, Dave.
Any other questions? Right out in front.
Yes.
Yep.
Magic. My name is Eddie. First of all, I just wanted to say that you've been a a real tremendous role model for me my whole life, man. I mean, I go back when you was with Greg Kelser,
Yes.
and I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that my high school coach, Bob Hurley, told me to tell you that thank you for Hall of Fame weekend.
Oh, tell him.
So I'm a point guard also.
Yes.
But, you know, you've been an inspiration from a courage standpoint, man. You've kind of inspired me. I'm one of the few, probably minority owners of a sports memorabilia company that I know. So it wasn't just what you did on the court. It's just that I imagine how you just ran into obstacles and overcame them, you know. And to me, that was one of the things that, see, my fear of success, it's people think about the fear of failure, but the fear of success will sometimes stop you from chasing something.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I opened my own company in 3 years. Thank God, man, I'm still in business. And I'm here to tell you it's because of, I follow you not only athletically, from a business standpoint too. You dropped some joints on me here tonight that I wasn't aware of. But again, coming from the inner city, poor but not poor dreams, and I just want to say thank you. And I'm in a position now where I could do something like bring my son here and expose him to somebody who I think is a real role model. So thank you.
You are perfect. Let me say first of all, and we're going to come to you next, okay? Is that first, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, you've been a positive role model in your son's life, and that's what it's about. You're right. People stop themselves from being successful because of the fear. If I had been scared or fearful of success, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't own the things that I own. But I love it. And I love being scared because scared makes me better prepared. See? So when I'm scared, I do more research. You see, I research the numbers. I research the business even harder because I know I can fail if I'm not prepared. So that's why I learned to be overly prepared in basketball. Pat Riley was a perfectionist. He made me a perfectionist. Judd Heathcote, my other coach in college, same way. So I think that if you have the numbers, if you've done your homework, if you've done your research, it's nothing to be scared about. Just go out and do it, you know. And so fear holds a lot of people back. Young man, you got a great dad there, okay? That's your role model. See, when other guys were looking at other guys, I was looking at my dad. And I talk to him every Monday. We have a standing call every Monday, right? Because that's my man, right? So that's your man right there. We love Jeter. We love A-Rod. We're going to cheer for them on Friday. You know, we're going to cheer for them, you know. And then, you know, Stoudemire and all the rest of them. But, you know, the real hero sitting right there. You know why? Because Jeter's not walking into your house. But Dad is coming home every night. You see what I'm saying? You got it?
Yeah.
I got it, too. Because I realized that, too. I love Dave Bean because he was shooting them jumpers and pretty, too. But Dave wasn't supplying them turkey burgers and that Kool-Aid. I knew where the bacon was and he was bringing it home. All right, young man.
Hi, Magic. My name's Kevin. My dad's just like you. He would make me. I would get a few points, and then he would just dunk on me like.
Oh, wow.
And,
You got a good dad.
were you always good, or did you have to practice a lot?
Oh, great question. Great question. I'm going to tell you something. I had to always work. Larry Bird and I can only jump this high. Even right now, we still only jump that high. I was never the fastest, but I was the hardest worker. And I worked every day on my dribble, whether it's dribbling left hand, right hand. When you think about fundamentally sound, I'm probably one of the most fundamentally sound players you're going to see. Because that had to be what I had to be great at is my fundamental. Because I wasn't fast and I couldn't jump out. so I was on the court all day long. My mother had to come feed me on the court because I was there all day, right? And so I put the time and effort in, and it paid off for me. But anytime that you think that you're good, there's somebody else working just as hard as you in the neighboring city, in the neighboring town, across the street. And so I never looked at myself as good. I always downplayed my ability to make me keep working hard. And I think that that played a big part in why I was a good basketball player. So remember, work ethic is important. You know, my mother said, go to the store. I dribble left hand to the store, right hand back. Right. My basketball was always on my bed right next to it. Sometimes I'll be shooting, next thing I guess I knocked out, it'd be on my chest all night. Right? I had to have my ball. And so that's what you got to do. Okay? What's your name again?
Kevin.
Great question.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm from Philadelphia. I'm a Sixers fan. I grew up, and I remember that game vividly. That game 6 against the Sixers. It was a rough one, but you mentioned a lot of the players. You mentioned Dr. J. How much of an influence did he have on you? And there was a lot of rivalry between the three teams. You know, Magic with your team, Celtics, and the Sixers in that early '80s. There, how much of an influence was he on?
Well, Dr. J had a big influence on me. This is what he did for me. I was trying to decide whether to come out after we won the championship. I pretty much knew I wanted to come out, but I wanted to talk to somebody who had went through the process. So I cold called Dr. J, and he took my call. Right? The PR man set it up for the Sixers. And I said, you know, I want to talk to you about how you made your decision to come out. He said, so do you have a minute? He said, yeah, but he said, I do you one better. We're playing Atlanta in a couple of days in the playoff. You fly out and you stay with me, and I'll talk to you about it the whole weekend. What? You know, I'm running around telling him, I'm going to see Dr. J. You know? I was like a little kid, right, going crazy. So I got to Philly and went to the game, and I met him afterwards, him and his wife, and they took me to dinner, and we talked, and then Saturday they had practice. I rode with him, you know, to the practice, and I stayed in the stands. I'm with Dr. J, you know. I wish they had cell phone back then. I was calling everybody. So I'm just going crazy. Here I am watching my idol practicing, and I'm staying at his house. He even put me up at a hotel. I'm at his house. I couldn't sleep. I'm just looking. I'm like, Dr. J. And so I went home on that Sunday and made my decision. And then, who would have ever thought the next season? Now that's 79. The next season, I'm playing my idol in the final. Wow! I was so nervous that first game, you know, because I'm playing against Dr. J. And see, I've been involved in probably 2 or 3 of the greatest shots there's ever been. And Dr. J was one of them. So, you don't mind, dude. I got to ask you everything, so. The boss now. So, we cut Dr. J off. Right? This is out of bound basket right here. So I'm thinking, Dr. J gonna pass it to the other side. Little man, he started walking through air. Now remember, he got the big fro now. So the fro is going back. He got it in one hand, and he's walking in air. And we were like, no way is he gonna make it to the other side, little man. We said, no way. He floated to the other side, spun it against the glass, and it went in.
I've seen that shot so many times.
Yes. We didn't know whether to ask him to do it again or what. So I thought that was the greatest shot I'd ever seen. So then we're playing Michael Jordan in the 91 finals. So he takes off with the right hand.
And then he goes.
So we got the tongue. So all of us jump at the right hand. We thought we had him. And all of a sudden,
Never forget that.
we should have known that when his tongue went to the left side, we should have known what was going to happen, right? He switched it to the left hand. Left all 5 of us on the right-hand side. Spun it against the glass and good. I said, oh, man. Cooper and I looked at each other like, oh, we had never seen nothing like it. So then we're in the Olympics. So I thought that was the greatest shot. So we're in the Olympics. We're scrimmaging every day. Great. The best basketball we've ever played. I've ever been involved in, right? And Chuck Daly split the team. East versus West. So Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley with Philly at that time. Michael Jordan, Pippen, Larry Bird, and then we gave them Kristen Lakeman. We don't want the college guy, you know that. So we had Mullen, Drexler, Malone, David Robinson, myself, and Chris Murray, right? Which we hope Chris gets into the Hall of Fame next year. Let's clap for him, man. Our center was David Robinson. So 3 days in a row, end up in a tie. We begged Chuck Daly, can we go into overtime? He said, no way. You guys are playing so hard. Somebody's going to get hurt. So we got out on them on the 4th day. We got up 14-2. They called a timeout, so I went into the huddle because Larry Bird and Michael Jordan do all the trash talking. So I had to go in their huddle and do a little trash talking. You know? So I went in the huddle. I said, MJ, you better turn into Air Jordan, or we gonna blow you guys out. So Michael got real mad. And that ball head was really sweating. He broke the huddle, came out, hit a 3. Now 14-5. He came back, we missed. He came right back down again, hit another 3. 14-8. And now he looking at me every time he hit one. You know he got that look on him. Like, you in trouble now. So we went down the 3rd time. He stole it. So when he stole the ball, he coming down the right side. He took off. So David Robinson coming on the left side. He take off like he gonna block. So Michael said, okay, I'm just gonna float up here. That's what he did. He curled the ball and just said, okay. David Robinson said, well, I can't stay up here that long. He started doing this. And you know when your arms start doing this, which way you go? Down. MJ took it and just waited till he got all the way down and looked at it. And then he did a 360. After he looked at it, he just went 360 and dunked and came out looking at me. So what I did was I got him to play at his highest level. See? And that's what I wanted to see him do. And that's why I was trash talking with him. So Dr. J was my man. I think that Moses Malone team that he played on, one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah.
They put it on us that year. I think Larry Bird's team of him and DJ, Danny Ainge, Kevin McHale, and Parrish, one of the greatest of all time. No question about it. Isaiah's Pistons, and then Michael Jordan Bulls teams. You know, so I was blessed. See, that's the time I wanted to play. I'm glad I played during that time because it was like so competitive, and it was just great. Okay, sir, you had the Lakers stuff on.
Yeah. Big fan of Magic
Okay.
Ever since I was a little kid. Who defended you the best in your whole
That's
career?
easy. Dennis Johnson and Nate McMillan, because they were just as big as I was, or I am, I should say, just as big as I am. And DJ probably had the fastest and best hands ever as a guard.
You put DJ in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah.
One of the nicest guys, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
ever want to meet,
Oh,
right?
no question about it. DJ, I'm glad he finally made it. But DJ, what he would do, you could never cross over in front of him. He had that and gone. Unbelievable defender. And I would come and try to, what I would try to do is bump him. Most times, most guards would go backwards. DJ still be standing there. I said, man, I can't bump him off. So he was big, he was strong, and he was smart. Nate McMillan, same thing. Big, strong, and he was tenacious. After I played against both of them, I had to sleep all night. I couldn't go out. Because they would just battle me so hard. And Alvin Robinson was another strong, big guard. Yes, sir.
Irvin, I want to just say, don't let the gray hair in the face fool you, but I'm a Laker fan for over 50 years.
Okay.
And you made a profound difference in my home, and I want to tell you how.
All right.
I was the first to get the big satellite contraption to listen to Chick Hearn and watch the Lakers. And on Friday night and Sunday night, it was special time in my home with my wife and my 4 sons, who grew up idolizing you and the Lakers. And you made our life really fun, and we look forward to Magic Time and Showtime and it was a family gathering on Friday and Sunday.
Thank you.
And we'll never forget that. And I just want to say thanks for the memories.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You know, I was blessed. It was nothing like Kareem getting the rebound and throwing it to me and me coming down the middle. Because you got to be shaking and baking when you come down. So I had James Worthy on my right. Nobody liked James Worthy, right? Because he coming in. If I throw it to him, he swoop in with that one hand. James was beautiful to watch, boy. Then Byron Scott, I knew would always fade to the corner, right? And then here come Kurt Rambis with the big he come burrowing down, trailing. Now I had to wait till Kurt stopped, because if I gave it to him and he was still running, he would travel every time. He going too fast, right? And then if I didn't have him trailing, there was AC Green coming down, running fast, but AC had bad hands because of the jury curl. So his hands were bad, right? Slippery all the time, right? So too much juice in his head. And I said, Junior, cut that out. And then Kareem would just say, you guys go ahead. If you don't score, call me, then I'll run down. So it was so beautiful to play with those guys. And what happened was every time it was all about winning, playing the game the right way. Nobody cared who scored the point. Nobody cared whose name was in the paper. All we cared about was playing the game as a team, playing it the right way. And it happened. And it was just beautiful. When we created Showtime, Showtime was just getting off the board and going. And they would fill them lanes. Those guys would be fighting for those lanes. Because one thing they knew about me, if you open, I'm going to get it to you. I'm going to get it to you. And the coach just told me, Pat Riley said, I don't care how you throw it. Just get it there. I said, what? Okay. So I just did my thing, and it was all good. That was Showtime at its best. All right, you got 2 of them. Whichever one wants to go first.
Were you a straight A student in school?
I was B's. I'm a B student. A's once in a while, but I was mainly a B student. And so the greatest time of my life in terms of school was college, my first semester, and I got a 3.2. And I was so happy, like, wow! And that was the best I've ever done. And so, no, I was a B student, solid B. It was a challenge for me to get A's, but I was a solid B.